Good evening, everybody. I got a lovely steak dinner planned for us all tonight. I'll show you what we need for it. Obviously some steak, but we got a couple of potatoes, some garlic, half an onion, some beans, a little bit of butter, salt and pepper, and really whatever spices you got handy. Let's heat up that pan, nice and hot, and chop some potatoes up. Nice pan-sized chunks. Let's toss a bit of oil in that pan. I just like tossing them right in, really. The salt. Actually, I'm just going to got some random Cajun mix. It's supposed to be for chicken, but I'm going to just incorporate that into my meal. I think it's a bunch of mostly dried veggies, but I think there's some spices in there too. And I'm just going to use that to add a little bit of flavor to my meal. Keep that in mind. Onion time. I like tossing that right in too. And mince up some garlic. When you're cutting up something nice and fine, some people like to chop like this sideways. I like to just turn my cutting board and keep chopping the same way I've been cutting. But really, whatever your preference is, you do you. As long as it gets chopped, right? Now it's just getting up to temperature. Now I can start to hear it. It's perfect timing to have all those veggies chopped. If you notice anything's too big, you still have a chance to chop it. Right now. Besides that, about 3 to 5 to even longer in the pan if you like them longer. But we're going to be taking these out, cooking the meat, and then putting them back in when it's time to really sear that meat. So don't cook them completely, but we're cooking them pretty much all the way right here. In the meantime, we got this steak to prepare. I got 2 steaks here. First things first, as always, salt the crap out of them. I love pepper, so comes along for the ride with salt. In fact, a little in there too. It's up to heat now. Just control that. Pepper that other side. Really get a pepper shaker. I'm going to say that again and again until I get it. Those guys are ready. Nice and simple. Now we're going to make something to put on top of them when they're cooking. Got some butter in the pan, in this little cut bowl thing. I got some more garlic in this crusher that I'm going to crush out of there into that butter. And then that random spice that we got going on over here, I'm also going to throw that in there too. And stir it all up. You got a nice hunk of flavor-filled butter there. That's going to go onto here once that's in here. The last thing we have to prepare here is these beans, but before that happens, I'm going to give this a stir. Wunderbar. Prepping some peas. Get out of here. what I do to prep for these videos is basically just wash and get my veggies sort of ready to process. But that's about it. Get everything cleaned up and generally just try to jump right into it from there. So if you have any questions about something I might have done beforehand, just shoot me a little message in the comments and I'll get back to you. And I'll try to maybe include that in the next video. Keep it as, I guess, transparent as possible. I just like to dumb it down for myself, really, and have everything laid out so I don't forget something. Yeah, I could boil these in the background, but I want to do this all in the pan. Save myself some dishes, so chop those up. And I'm going to throw those right in right now, too. Oh, bean overboard. Quickly rinse up. I'll put that spice away, too. Spice is nice. One more good stir. One more good stir, good sirs. And ladies. The power. Nope, don't have the power. Just let that cook up for a little longer there. Okay, grab a plate, I'm going to pull this out. I'm going to do it like this. Okay. Keep it nice and hot. Throw another shot of oil in there. Just a quick one. And those steaks are ready to go. Now, cooking a steak is kind of a personal preference thing. For me, I'm not that picky, so I go for something medium rare. You know it's cooked, and you hope there's some little bit of redness in there. If not, I'll eat a well-done steak. But some people tend to flip their steaks twice, but especially when it's a thick one like this, I like to 3 or 4 times and then throw a little buttery garnish on top of that. Toss in a bunch of veggies after that, and hopefully it all fits in the pan, really. That's the game we play at this point. Love one-pan meals. Good time to get some drinks ready. Cup of milk for me. Okay, especially right at the start when it's hot, you're going to want to flip it pretty soon, and you'll see it's already kind of sealed up on that side. Do that to both sides, and you can you can afford to turn it down a little bit after that and slowly cook it towards the inside. But something about sealing the outside of any kind of meat, like, locks in the flavor or something like that. I don't know, I'm learning. We're all learning here. 2 plates. Some more cutlery. Pretty much ready to rock. Now it's the waiting game. Hopefully I edit in a lot of slow pans in towards the food. Just kind of stare at it cooking for a bit. speed up the footage a little bit and make it a little less, I don't know, a little bit less like cooking, but still kind of feed you the reality of it. Okay, that's starting to look nice and sealed up. So, now we're playing the game. Will it fit? Turn it down just a bit. This is going to be tough. Because I still got to put the nice buttery goodness on top of all this steak. And have it buried in potatoes. Yeah. 2 potatoes and 2 steaks is definitely capacity for this pan. I'm pretty sure we're doing it. Okay, moment of truth here. Let's put this butter on. Split it in half and just kind of... Oh, yeah. Make your steak glisten, I guess, is the goal. I'm actually going to save half of this for the other side. That's the plan. We're making it up as we go here, if you hadn't noticed. So I think ideally, this little buttery spread is made with probably fresh herbs and spices, but make it work. The final flip. Trying to get any of those potatoes that weren't quite at the bottom there. In there. Maybe they'll get lucky, get some of that butter in them. Probably. And the final spread. Let me get out of your way there. Okay, now that butter's all melted, I think those steaks are done. Woo! Let's cook up those potatoes real quick, just because I don't quite think they're soft enough for my liking. Cooked enough, I guess, thoroughly. Actually, let's try to brown them up a little bit. Let's turn that way up. Poor beans will just have to go for the ride. Cook them in the rest of that oil and that butter. Let's have a quick look at these steaks. Okay, who wants the close-up? It's a medium. It's a rare steak. It's a medium rare steak. You got the top and outside. You got the redness in the middle. That's nice and juicy. I'm looking forward to eating that. And let's look at this other one. This is the more the merrier. And when I'm checking these, I'm cutting through the biggest possible section I could. Because that's the center. And that's where you're going to need to check. See? That little bit of rawness. It's not really rawness. It's just juiciness. That's delicious. That's a good looking steak. Potatoes are screaming at me though. Showing off my steaks and the meal's half done. It's not time for the money shot. Okay, pan's off. If you end up cutting into your steak and you're like, whoa, that's not cooked enough, just throw it back in the pan. No big deal. Spread the wealth, spread the love. Oh, there we have it. 2 delicious steak and potato dishes. Today's the day. Have a great dinner.